Welcome to Uncluttered and Unfiltered, the podcast urging you to let it go and don't look back. With nationally acclaimed professional organizer Christine Stone and self-proclaimed hot damn mess radio and TV personality Eden Kendall.
Welcome everybody to Uncluttered and Unfiltered, and this is the second approach to what we started last time around with organizing Eden, and we're hoping that you're following along and doing some of these tips that you're going to be hearing and that you may have already heard. And we want to hear from you and find out how you're doing with this. But last week we talked a little bit about my car, which is maybe seems like just one small aspect of a person's life. But if you're traveling around in your car and then going from your car into your home, it can cause chaos. So let's revisit that first. You saw the video, and for everybody who hasn't seen it, this is one of the videos that I'm keeping private enough to where I feel like I just want to make sure you're fully invested in this and you're not just a rubbernecker. You're not just looking to see, oh God, look at her car. So that's on our Patreon page if you want to see that video. But tell everybody your first impression of that.
Of
the before.
The before, literally, you sent it to me when I was on a vacation, and I watched it 3 times because the first time I was emotional. The second time I was like, I got to fix this. Not fix you, but fix how we work this so that your life is less stressful. And the third time, I just really felt, wow, this is really affecting her life, like really affecting her life. And we are going to get her organized. So that I watched it 3 times with 3 different ways of looking at it. I was very teary-eyed, and I really took it very seriously because you're finally getting what all my clients get, what people who are unorganized get on a daily basis, which is frustration, anxiety. You're not doing it right. Shame. You're not doing it right. You're not doing it good enough. Your papers are falling out. And I really went through that with a fine-tooth comb to see how we can do this so that you have, because I know you, so I have the benefit of really knowing you. So what may work for somebody else would not work for you. And I knew that. And we talked a lot too about how my brain works versus how your brain works, how everyone listening's brain works a little bit different. Yep.
And we talked about how I've always just had this sense of wonder. How are the other people doing this? How do people manage without this? I don't understand how somebody can get through a busy day without having armloads of things falling out of their car onto the ground. How are they pulling it off? So you gave me some simple advice that made so much sense. It was almost embarrassing, but we're not going to use the shame and the embarrassment anymore as a crutch. So you suggested that I have one bag that will fit my laptop, a small handbag, which would have my wallet and my phone and my keys.
Yes.
And I have a lipstick in there now too. And that's all I need to be carrying with me on a daily basis.
And
you had said,
the handbag's a crossbody.
Crossbody handbag.
Yeah.
So if I'm going in somewhere, and then the other thing was a separate gym bag.
Yes.
And that was for if I knew I was leaving work at the radio station and going to the gym, I would have the clothes I needed for that, any accessories, any things I needed to. And what I've done is I've transformed that idea a little bit to anything I need that's going to help me with the transformation. So let's say I'm coming here and I know I need to bring my makeup to put it on after I'm done on the radio. That would go in that same bag. That's a bag that's not the laptop bag.
Right.
And so that's it.
Yep.
That's it. I don't need everything in case of everything. In other words, I was carrying this loose bag that was full of not just the keys, the phone, the lipstick, but it had the Tide stick, multiple hair clips, the deodorant, the pens and pens, the gadgets, anything that could come up anytime I was going to be MacGyver and be that mom that had what you needed in my purse. And that's just not what I need to be doing right now.
No. And I told you about that purse. It didn't have a flat bottom. So I felt like it was a bottomless pit. It had, for you, it had way too many compartments and things because you kept not being able to find things. So my goal with you was working with what would work for your brain. And that is, don't have a purse with a lot. You see a lot of people buying those purse like tote inserts.
I've done that.
And I can tell you that would not work for you. And let me tell you why, because there would be so many different zipper pockets and you would never find anything. It's a great concept, but I don't even personally like it for me. So I knew it wouldn't work for you. I just think everything's too hidden. You know what I mean?
So an update for you and for everybody listening on all of that. It's been wonderful.
Oh.
So I have had, our timeline is a little funky because we record some of these multiple times in one day. But this, I've truly, even though you've only heard it a week apart, I've truly lived with it now for about 3 weeks. And it is miraculous, the change. Because one of the biggest issues was going from the car into the house, there was no way I was bringing everything in. So what did I do? I let it sit in the car, and then I build on that day after day until one big clean out. That was maybe every other week. And then I'm throwing things into the back seat. I've got a random shoe here, and it's crazy. So now, what do I have in the car with me? I have a laptop bag and a gym bag, and that is every day. And when I'm getting out of the car, everything that's in that car, if it's not in one bag or the other, that means it's probably trash.
Right.
So it goes in the garbage can when I first pull into the garage, and which is one of your comments too, that you need a garbage can available right when you get out of your car. And if there is anything else for any reason, maybe I bought something on the way home, that goes in the gym bag too, because that gym bag gets unpacked every day.
Yep. I'll tell you what I noticed. I pulled up next to you and you had a smile on your face that I couldn't even understand at first. Because I was like, why is she smiling so much? You rolled down your window and you said, look at my car, look at my bags. You were a different person from that video. You were a different person in general from when we pulled up next to each other. You were self-confident. You were organized. Your car was immaculate. It motivated you to go get it washed and vacuumed and all that, which it's what happens once you start to get organized. It bleeds into different areas. And I had tears in my eyes. I was so happy and proud of the progress you had made. And I kept texting you, how's it going? How's it going? You're like, it's good so far. Any hiccups? Because that's the thing. You're going to have hiccups.
Sure.
You're going to say, oh, I could tweak this a little bit to work better for me. And that's okay, because I don't live in your house and I don't live with you. So it's all right to take some of my ideas and tweak them to work better for you, because you have to do this every day. So I am unbelievably happy and proud that you took this step and that you're doing amazing even weeks later.
The other thing you said to me was to take 5 minutes to straighten up and put things away. And when you said it like that, 5 minutes, it didn't sound like any time at all. But in fact, 5 minutes, you can get quite a lot done.
Yes.
So now I always say, okay, I say it to myself, now I'm going to spend 5 minutes. I'm going to take everything out of this gym bag. I'm going to go hang this laptop bag over at the hook by the door. I'm going to take everything out of this gym bag. And like I said, I've lived this for a few weeks now. This isn't just day number 2. And I'm saying, I've done it. I've been doing it. And 5 minutes in my head now sounds like nothing. 5 minutes, what? That's off the time of my nap. So what, 5 minutes less of a nap, or I just nap 5 minutes longer? No big deal. So I just spend 5 minutes before relaxing to do all of the things, put anything away. Sometimes my husband will have done some laundry in the morning before leaving for work, and it'll be sitting out. I put that all away. And so I'm not going to take a nap if there's a clutter pile on my dresser, which was another piece of that puzzle, which brings us to the bedroom, the closet, bathroom. That's
and the
because
entryway going
the entryway, like all of these are part of that hurricane, that path of that tornado that is me.
Yes. And if you set a timer for 5 minutes on your phone and do nothing, just sit in a chair, 5 minutes is a long time.
Sure.
If you're doing absolutely nothing. So do something, set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes once a week and just tidy up.
Once a week, I've been doing it every day.
But you can do it as much as you want, but starting with 5 minutes a week. The reason why I say people try to go gun ho, and sometimes it just doesn't work like that because, like I said, they want to eat a sandwich. They want to finish their Netflix show and things get in the way because they're like, okay, now I'm bored with this. Take 5 minutes a day, clean out your junk drawer. Take 5 minutes a day and put away your laundry. Take 5 minutes a day or a week to do one little thing, one top drawer in your bathroom. Anything small, because it will motivate you to move on to another space. And then you'll go into the everyday, I'm going to take 5 minutes a day. If I can accomplish.
Have you seen Chuck Norris lately? He's still kicking butt and staying active well into his 80s. What's even more shocking is he looks more jacked than ever and seems to have more energy than guys half his age. And it's all thanks to Morning Kick, a revolutionary new daily drink from Roundhouse Provisions that combines ultra-potent greens like spirulina and kale with probiotics, prebiotics, collagen, and even ashwagandha. Just mix with water, stir, and enjoy. Unlike other green drinks out there, this one tastes exactly like strawberry lemonade and has hundreds of 5-star reviews. Go to roundhouseprovisions.com/save44 for up to 44% off your regular priced order. Plus, every purchase is backed by a 90-day money-back guarantee. So if you want to experience smoother digestion, a boost of energy, and just an overall healthier body, then go to roundhouseprovisions.com/save44 today. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Results can vary.
This with 5 minutes a week or 5 minutes twice a week, what could I accomplish in 5 minutes a day?
A lot.
So we have many things we're working on.
Yes. So let's share that. You've been over twice now.
Yes.
Let's share that. And there's going to be another piece of this where we really talk about everything we did. But let's talk about first impressions and what you've got brewing in that mind. First of all, if you've never seen, this is more video that we have available for you to watch, but you've got to see this woman at work. So what she does is she stands there and she just sizes up this space. Then she gets out a tape measure. Then she might take out her phone and take a picture. And then she backs up again. Her little finger is on her chin for a second. And she's looking. And next thing, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I know what we need to do. And it's really fascinating to watch.
I think you need a second set of eyes to look at something you see every day. And that's where organizers come into play because we're not living there and we don't see it every day. So we see ways we can improve it just by glancing, just by saying, because I walked in your closet, I said, it's a great size closet, by the way, but there were things constantly protruding into the closet and you share a closet with your husband. So I said, we're removing anything that's hanging into the closet, which we did. We removed a laundry basket that was in the closet and put it in the bathroom. And we'll talk about that separately. But these are little tiny things we did that made a
huge difference.
Huge.
Those were before she even could measure anything.
Yes.
She said, can I show you something? And I had sweatshirts, bulky sweatshirts hanging from hooks on the side of the closet that does not have the hanging clothes. So they narrowed the closet.
Yes.
She said, I'm just going to do one thing. And she pulled them all off and said, I'll put them back if you want me to. I didn't want her to, P.S. And it just made the closet wider. All that geography, all that real estate opened up because she removed things that were hanging against the wall. And one more nugget, I don't want to give away the whole farm, but because it's all coming. But here's another nugget that you can think about. Let's tell everybody what you looked at and said you could do underneath my sink, because a lot of people might have that shelf that's removable that I never considered.
When I looked under your bathroom sink, what was lacking was vertical storage, and you couldn't use the vertical storage because there was a shelf. Now it was an adjustable shelf, but nonetheless a shelf. And in a bathroom under a sink, you don't want a shelf. So if it can be removed, remove it. If it can't, there's other suggestions. So don't feel like, oh, I can't remove it.
This doesn't apply to me at all.
There's other ways to deal with non-adjustable shelving, but you were able to remove it. And we haven't tackled that yet. I've done my measuring. I've done my photos. I've done my homework where I go home and study photos like it's geography or something. And you're going to see an after where you're going to quadruple your space, which is always my goal. How can we work with what we have, but quadruple the storage?
But what my point is here, I look at that thing every single day. Did it even once occur to me to take, now picture this. I want you to picture opening up underneath your sink. Let's say you have storage under your, you open it up, you see the pipes, but they've inlaid a shelf. So it's split. You're thinking, that's great. Now I have two places, two shelves to work with. And we've removed one of them. So now it's nothing but vertical space.
Love it.
I can't wait to see what's going to happen under there.
I can't wait to. I really love that you listened to everything that I suggested, because that's part of organizing, is making use of space that can't be changed other than small little changes like that. Like you have to take in consideration hinges, bumpers, door bumpers.
Oh yeah, we have to pull a bumper off there to make this work.
And it worked, and it didn't disrupt the use of the doors, but you'll see down the road how it works in storage. So I know to take every little thing into consideration, including the plumbing fixtures underneath, which we talk about because they were put in where one's really high, but one's really low. And I see that all the time. Nobody has the perfect laid plumbing fixtures, and you have to measure around that, and you have to take that into consideration.
We were asked on our Ladies Only Facebook page about hats. And the reason we were asked that question is because those that follow me on my Instagram, which is Eden the Running DJ, if you follow me on that, you know that I live in baseball caps. I have a lot of baseball caps.
She does.
And I have tried hanging them up. I have received at every holiday some kind of sorcery that's supposed to wrangle these hats, whether you clip them onto something and they hang down. Nothing works to where I can see them, get the one I want, etc. Christine Stone has solved it. I'm not going to tell you how yet. It has been solved. It has been solved.
Yeah.
There was purging.
Yes.
But after the purging, it was solved.
And that's another thing. When I walked in, by the way, you're not alone in this either. I said, what else I see is you and your husband need to purge again. And you were like, but we purged when we moved in here. We purged. I said, I get it. But what I'm seeing is, I think the winter items need to be moved to a spare closet, because they have 2 spare closets, because we live in Florida and it's so hot here. And I knew once I said that, it would start the purging of everything, because it enabled them to pull out every heavy jacket, sweater, heavy sweatshirt, and only keep in their primary closet what they use right now on a regular basis. We also had to adjust some shelves. We'll be adjusting more shelves, which a lot of people don't do. They just don't do it. I love to adjust shelves to work with what you have. And so adjusting shelves is huge. And so you'll see in this video how this closet works fabulous for both of you now. And it's plenty of room. And you moved into this. People inherit closets, and they're not going to take the money right away and go get a fancy closet system. They're going to work with what they have. And then,
which is what I'm going to be continuing to do, by the way. I'm not getting a fancy closet system. I'm getting a Christine Stone closet.
Yes. And you should, because a lot of people doing this right when you move in, it's live with your space, see how it is. And then if you want to invest in a closet system, if you're staying in the house long term, then you can think about that kind of stuff. But right now, our job was just to get you organized so that you have no problem getting ready for work and walking out the door without it being stressful.
And so far, I can tell we are on the right track.
I think
we are
so.
Definitely on the right track. So we are going to continue to update you on this, both on this podcast. And so what are the takeaways for you if you're playing along at home? One thing is think about the things you're carrying with you on a daily basis. Do you need to be able to do first aid on anybody in your daily travels? Probably not. So you probably don't need everything in your purse that you think you need. So paring things down like that, my system may not be what you need. Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. But it is worth thinking about what you're hauling around with you regularly. Because I think as women and as moms, or just women in just genetically, we want to be able to solve any problem as it arises. And guess what? I've yet to use the AAA batteries that I have in the side pocket. Because I can get to where I can get that other charging cord. They sell them at every CVS, every Walgreens. There's nothing I need immediately.
Right.
So that's the first thing. So think about that. The other thing is, look at your shelving. Is it adjustable? Is that something you should get rid of? Is that something you can? And we're not suggesting you make these changes immediately. Just saying, think about these things.
The suggestion I'm going to make immediately is to purge, whether it's in your purse, in your car, in your closet, under your sink. Don't do it all at once. You heard me say that before.
It's hard to stop though, you guys. It is hard to stop.
And I'm fine if you want to keep going, but I don't want you to hit a wall. I don't want you to hit a wall and say, I'm bored with this now and throw in the towel. So I always say, tackle one room at a time, one drawer at a time. And then if you're loving it and it's making your life easier, keep going, keep tackling these areas. There's tons of video that's going to be coming up so you can see how we organized you step by step in different areas of your house.
Okay. And to access that, of course, we have our Patreon page, which a couple of ways you can access that. If you go to Patreon, patreon.com and look for Uncluttered and Unfiltered, you'll find us there. We always have a link in our show notes or on our Facebook page, which is our ladies only Facebook page. Of course, we have all of our regular social media and we do post video clips, but the really nitty gritty, getting all up in my business videos, that's going to be on our Patreon page.
Yes.
Along with some other things like makeup tips from Carrie Wilson, fashion tips from Emily Christensen, people we've had on our show before. You'll get to see the video from those episodes as we move forward. So please consider that. It's just a way that you can help support what we're doing here, which is trying to grow this community of women over 50. And if you have anything you want to add to the conversation, you can always reach out to us on that Ladies Only Facebook page because we'd love to have you. We also ask that you share the news of our podcast with one friend.
Yes.
Just one friend. If you do, that's how we're going to grow. That's really the best way you can support us. And we hope that you have a fantastic week. Remember, whether it's all the junk in your purse or under your bathroom sink, you can let it go.
And don't look back.